But so what's your claim for the RC hobby? What is your message to someone in the RC community, or even just to yourself, for that matter?
What's the message of that? And one of the quotes that I would have picked up on if I'd have thought of it in the first place
Yeah,
is one that is from Nordic RC Visions. I don't know if you know
that
Michael
guy's great.
of Nordic RC Visions,
Yep,
and his is keep them running.
keep it
And
running. Yep.
I also thought that one first because I really like that strap line, that kind of quote. Because for me, that's what it's all about. That's what it's always been
I
about
think so too.
in the hobby was keep them running. Would you believe every single Tamiya I ever bought from 1986, I've still got, and
Wow.
they're all still running.
Ah,
So
that's great. That's
uh,
great.
a lot of people talk about the quality of Tamiya, and yeah, it's just a plastic kit and bolt together. And there are lots of more modern kits now that are much stronger.
Sure.
But like I say, I've got kits from the 80s, 90s, and they have had so much use, Chris.
Wow.
Um, I've I had an Escort Turbo Cosworth on
Okay.
the TIO1 chassis, I think it was. I actually wore the tyres out on that. I mean, wore them through
Yeah,
till
yeah.
they part. It's had that much use. So yeah, keep them running is what I'd say.
And I'm in the same boat. I have a little shelf back there with a few RCs, and I make sure that every one of them is able to run. So whenever I want to charge a battery and go, I do fear the Tamiya stuff because you take a wrong turn, you take a wrong bump, and they break.
They can,
And
yeah, yeah,
yeah, and I have some quirks with the Monster Beetle. I've helped protect it a little bit better than so it won't break as bad. Because again, I built these when I was younger, so I had my grandfather and my dad that also helped me, and they're very handy with mechanics and such. So
yeah.
I was able to improvise with certain elements on the car, and so to prevent it from breaking. Of course, it wasn't bulletproof, but I tell you though that when my dad said, "Hey, after 30 years and the cars are sitting on my shelf collecting dust and with rotted, nickel metal hydride batteries in them," he's
Yeah,
like, "Come on, take them off the shelf. Let's get them running again." And
yeah.
finally, one Saturday, I agreed, and we started working on them. And sure enough, that's when I jumped online to eBay and started buying all new electronics to get them up and running again.
Yeah.
And I did, I wound up dropping $500 that Saturday after I went on eBay. Um, but yeah, and I was glad that they re-released some of these cars because the parts are available. You
Absolutely.
know,
Yeah.
something like the Falcon, which was my first RC. This was the Falcon, if everybody can see this.
Gorgeous
And
car.
this was like in 86, I think,
Yeah.
this car. And my mother, we went to a local hobby shop. Back then, there was hobby shops, around the county, around the town that you could have found frequently.
Yeah.
Now, it's very tough to find them.
Same
Uh,
here. We've got virtually none left.
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
internet.
It's all,
It seems.
yeah.
Yep. And sure enough, she went in, and the guy offered to build it as well. So she dropped probably $300 to $350 in 1986 to buy this car for me
Wow.
and have it built by this guy. He painted everything. He did everything up for me. You know, that's a lot of cash back then.
It is. It's a lot of
You
cash.
know, yeah,
It's still a lot of cash now. Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
Because like you said, you can pick up a car these days like that. If you're familiar with the WL toys,
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
the 144001, super
Yeah.
popular car. I mean, under $100, like you said, it could toast my Falcon.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, the oil filled shocks in it, the ball bearings, like you said, I have camber and toe adjustments. It's got a metal chassis, it's got metal shock towers. It's just for $100. And you say to yourself, holy cow, 30 miles an hour out the box.
It is. You're
So,
right. But at the end
you
of
know,
the day, it's not a Tamiya.
it's not exactly. It
Yeah.
just goes back to you. Tamiya is youth.
Yeah.
That's what I feel because even the box art is phenomenal on the Tamiyas.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's just nothing compares to it.
I think we've got one here. This is a Riri, and if you can see that, terrace.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not everyone's taste, but I mean, look, Chris, look at the design in that.
It's
You
awesome.
don't see much, you know what I mean? There's some thought gone into that thing. And I think that's Tamiya for me.
Yeah.
There's like effort in the design of it, and it's like a thing to desire. Do you know what I mean? Rather than
Yeah.
just a toy.
Yep.
It you know what I mean, don't you? It's
I totally agree. Yeah.
so. I wasn't that took on the looks of this one at first, but as I was building it, it kind of grew on me, and I would kind of appreciated
Yeah.
everything that's gone into it. So yeah, that's a new favourite, that one.